4 B's to be successful in middle school. One of them was to be here. At least 4 of you got that. The rest of you were to be here mentally, be prepared, be ready. And you have proven that by making it today. But the other one was to be involved, to find things to attach to, because the school day is important, but there's so many other parts of school and those relationships and those connections that you make to branch out in your life. So at this time, in order to acknowledge those, we'll turn it over to Mr. Mosspan.
Good morning. Over the past 2 years, many of these students have been engaged and involved in Mountain Sky, so we do want to take a moment to recognize them. So I'm going to call out some groups, and if you've been involved in one of these groups, please take a moment to stand so we can recognize you. First, our student organization groups. If you've been involved in our student organization groups, such as Student Council, NJHS, Teen Court, Yearbook, Newspaper, 4 Clubs, the Wake Up Club, or Before After School Science Club, please stand. Next are athletics. If you've been in athletic sports over these last 2 years, please stand. And then finally, our outstanding music programs: concert band, jazz band, orchestra, chamber orchestra, women's choir, vocal premiere, and our fantastic production of The Lion King. If you've been in one of those, please stand. Have been standing earlier in one of these student groups or the athletics, go ahead and stand up again. Join those who are standing.
Look at that. That's great.
That's a lot. Go ahead and take a seat. Thank you. As you transition to high school, as Mr. Mason said, I would encourage you guys to remain engaged and involved in school. Continue to be involved in these types of activities, before and after school clubs, sports, all those different programs that the school offers. These are great ways to build friendships and connections. And now I have the privilege of introducing to you the Team 8B leader, Mr. Chocolate.
Parents, guests, administration, teachers, and an enrolling class in 2016. I've been asked to give the biographies of the teachers who have tried, and yes, succeeded, in giving forth knowledge to your children. Oh, I know there's been many hours of conversation around the dinner table on such things as, you should have seen the experiment we did in Miss Higgins or Dr. Hobbs' class. Or I finally got that problem in Miss Coleman's or Miss Handorf's class. Or you ought to hear about what we're reading in Dr. Robbins and Miss Nago and Miss Horace's class. Or that funny story that Mr. Shockley told in history. You may feel like you've come to know and love each teacher as if they were your family. Well, just in case that hasn't happened, let me inform you about the teachers that spend 7 to 8 hours a day in teaching your child. Now, I can stand up here and tell you how many years they've been teaching or what college they graduated from, but that's not what's important. What's important is what your child thinks about your teacher. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I asked your child to write an adjective about their favorite teacher. I've chosen between many different adjectives of what to pick, just one per teacher, and it was a hard choice. The students wrote them on their own, and the teachers haven't heard them yet. So, let's hear from the students. First of all, we're going to hear about Miss Higgins from Tatiana Martinez.
Miss Higgins
you are a very caring teacher. I've used this adjective because whenever someone is looking down, you're quick to comfort them and make them feel better. Thank you for caring about all your students.
Dr. Robbins from Alan Monsinos Orez.
When I first came to the 8th grade, my lifestyle was 344. With the help of Dr. Robbins, my reading skills soared to 1056. Dr. Robbins cared. She helped me get through the year and never gave up on me. Thank you for always being there when I needed help. You gave me the confidence to make it through to high school. Thank you.
Mr. Brewer from Taylor Hemiker.
The definition of the word dedicated is devoted to a task or purpose, having single-minded loyalty or integrity, also known as Mr. Brewer. All year, and even last year, Mr. Brewer has been dedicated to making us better. Every day we get into class and get a little bit better because of his dedication. Mr. Brewer is not only dedicated, but he is funny, smart, and wise. I am so glad I have had him teach me music for the past 2 years.
Megan Hudmeyer.
Hi, my name is Megan Hutmeyer, and I would like to tell you all about the amazing acts of my math teacher, Mrs. Handorf. One of the many positive words to describe Mrs. Handorf is incredible. She's so smart, hysterical yet challenging, and will go out of her way to help us understand anything. She'll come in early on Wednesdays to work with us one-on-one and push us to our educational limits. If I didn't understand a lesson, she would show me all the different methods so that I could grasp that one concept. Words cannot describe how incredible and special Mrs. Handorf is to me and all of her math students. Not only did she help every single person in our class succeed, she actually allowed us to enjoy math while doing it. Thank you, Mrs. Handorf.
Mr. Pemberton, Alex Schaefer.
Out of all the adjectives I could have chose for this man, the main one I would have chose was spontaneous. The reason I would have chose this adjective is because Mr. Pemberton is quite the most spontaneous man, and to his non-stop flow of art projects and ideas, to his amazing puns, you can almost say he's quite spontaneous. And to his never-ending aura of peace he gives off. Mr. Pemberton has truly had an impact on my life this year and is one of the most out of the ordinary, creative, and most spontaneous teachers I have ever had.